I'm going to try to keep this short because I have a lot to say. I just realized this morning I've been kind of holding in this topic for a while, and I need to put these thoughts out there. Doubles players, in a nutshell, you've been majorly dropping the ball. And when I say doubles players, I mean players who specialize on the doubles side of the game of tennis, which personally, I see myself as a doubles player. That is where my skill set lies. Why? Because as a lefty, I like my serve, and most people hate my serve, and I love my volleys and my overhead. And maybe I'm getting old. I don't know. Maybe I'm a boomer, as the kids say. But in my mind, a doubles player should specialize and especially be competent around the net and transitioning forwards. Because half the time, by default, you start off in a net position, and the other half of the time, you start in a baseline position. But your goal should be eventually, not at all levels of play, but eventually, you should ideally gain some ability and some confidence making the move or the transition on your own terms from a baseline player to a net player. That would be super, super helpful. Now, I understand, listen, at different levels, there's a different wide range of styles. Some players are more defensive, some are more offensive minded. That's great. But broadly speaking, can we agree that you should be confident with the geometry of doubles, confident with the skill set of doubles, which is a lot of net-centric stuff? And for years now, I've been getting these students where over the years, I've become more and more explicit about my explanation of our evaluation points. When new students come in, we do a full game evaluation. I have the ball machine hit my students' forehands, backhands, volleys, overheads, they hit serves. I grab slow motion footage of all that. Then we play points. And if it's a doubles player and it's just the two of us, the best we can do to evaluate doubles points with the two of us is to play half-court doubles points, meaning I will serve from the deuce side, my student will return from the deuce side, and then this side of the court is out for my student, and this side of the court is out for, sorry, I flipped that around. You get the idea. We have to play in this direction of play. Doubles alley is in. Now, just right off the bat, it's been shocking to me how many tennis players, doubles players, I have to repeat these instructions, and it's clear to me that they've never done this before. The only way they've ever practiced doubles is with 4 players on a court, either in a drill session or a team practice, or they go out and they play doubles. And that's great. That's necessary. That's critical. But you should also be developing the different nuances of being good at doubles with another solo training partner, because there's a tremendous amount of benefit to putting up this isolated part of the court and learning how to keep the ball in this critically important direction of shot from the baseline. And as you come up to the net, learning how to position yourself effectively to be able to cover, in air quotes, your own side of the court. And it's important to develop the discipline. When in normal life, you've got a net player here and a net player here, it's important to develop the shot tolerance and the precision and also the mindset of I need to keep it away from that net player, and then I need to keep it away from this net player, and we're not going to bail out by lobbing down the line. We're not going to bail out by trying to slap down the alley. It's very important developmental work to learn how to keep the ball on this direction and also learn how to be patient, set up the point, position yourself effectively. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm going off on tangents a little bit here, but let me show you so often, and this is a self-identifying doubles player. This player has been specializing in doubles for years, and let me show you 2 primary symptoms that I see that tell me immediately, oh my, like we have so much work and opportunity for improvement. So here's the context. We just did all the strokes evaluation, and now we're going to play out some points together with my serve in this direction. And I was super clear and explicit, like here's what's in play for you. I'm sorry, for me, and here's what's in play for her on the other side. But I want you to watch her pattern here of going up to hit this ball, correctly hitting cross court, and then backing up, and then preparing for the next shot, and then hitting a ground stroke. And now this is a shot that I purposefully hit short because I'm trying to evaluate my student on her comfort level of transitioning up to the net. So she moved forwards on this shot, hits a ground stroke, and then immediately after hitting that ground stroke, goes back again to recover this shot. And then on the next ball, I hit the ball, again, very deliberately, very short. What I'm doing here is I'm poking and I'm testing. How short of a short ball does my doubles player student need to get in order to finally make the transition? She's almost up to the service line. She's going to hit and immediately push backwards. And when I hit this shot, she's going to run away from the net again. Doubles players. And I'm going to try real hard not to make this seem like I'm just like making fun of this player or like yelling at this player. This was the first conversation we had about her opportunities. Doubles players, if you need to be literally drop shotted to transition from being a server to a net player or a returner to a net player, there's a ginormous gap in your game. You have to understand that when half the court is in play and the width of coverage isn't very significant, here's what I mean by that. When my student knows that this is the only part of the court that's in. So if she can put herself up here, it's a big opportunity to be able to shut down and take a lot of balls out of play and put a tremendous amount of pressure on me, because in singles, we have to cover all of this. It's a huge amount of real estate. But in doubles, if we're training half-court doubles, we only have to cover this much. It's, as a percentage, it's significantly less. So there is tremendously more upside to being at the net in half-court doubles compared to singles. Some of you might be saying, oh, well, it's not real life. It's not for players. And you're right. But this kind of training environment provides so many learning opportunities and provides so much opportunity for developing your skills. It's huge. And it's becoming increasingly aware to me over the years that your average tennis player just simply does not do this. And as a result, they have deficiencies in their transition game, and they have deficiencies in their angle awareness. So this is the transition game. Let me show you what I mean by angle awareness. So we played 5 points together where I served, and I want you to notice where my starting serve position is. Right next to the alley, because I am keeping in mind the possible angles that my student could hit. And so I'm playing this like a doubles player. I'm slightly favoring covering the angle, and I'm slightly discounting a perfect shot down the middle, because percentage-wise, that's way more difficult than hitting some kind of angle. So notice I'm a little closer to the alley than I am to the center. And that's what a good doubles player is going to do, because there's an understanding of the geometry. I started all my points from there. Then my student played 5 points, and I fed her the balls to serve. And here's where she went to serve on her half-court doubles points, a singles position. So this tells me that this player has never, ever, ever trained in a cross-court direction, her versus a peer or a training partner of some kind. Her coaches in team practices and in drills and clinics have never done half-court training against a solo opponent on the other side. This is a huge learning and developmental opportunity, guys. And doubles player after doubles player after doubles player comes in to work with me, and they have no confidence or understanding how to transition from the baseline to the net, and they have no confidence or understanding of where to stand if all 4 players are not on the court. Now I get it. Like I can hear the comments. That's doubles would be 4 players on the court. I get it. I'm just trying to say there's a huge opportunity available to start training on a cross-court angle. And if you want to know how to do that, in the past, when I was doing a lot of hitting and training, if you do a search on YouTube for Ian Angry Old Man Essential Tennis, the first result is, sorry, let me get rid of this. The first result is, go away. The first result is this video right here. So you could just search for this. Angry Old Man Strikes Back. Scott, who's a very strong 4-5, and me did an hour and a half of training, 4 doubles. And I want you to, if you're a doubles player, please watch this video and study the patterns we did and the drills we did and the competition we did and the cooperative hitting that we did. You'll notice that there's a tremendous amount of cross-court hitting involved. Because when you serve or return, that's a critical geometrical pattern that you have to be able to precisely and confidently maintain. And then after we do a bunch of ground strokes and serve, return, and volleys, we play out some points competitively cross-court. And then towards the end, we do tiebreakers, serve and return, with half the court. And here, let me just play through. I think I just happened to drop on the first point here. Watch what happens. You're gonna see a mad rush, and the server's gonna get a big opportunity. Here, I'm just gonna play through like 30 seconds, okay? Now watch what happens. Scott and I are working on our doubles. Notice my position here. Notice Scott's position. Now let me play through just a few points here, and you can watch this video, the full thing later if you want. Second serve. Serve and volley. Because because I know that there's tremendous advantage for me with my toolkit and with the shrunken space to get my butt up to the net.
Read it.
Watch a few more points here. Add side. Look at my serving position. Serve and volley. Scott is returning and volleying. Oh my gosh. We are both doubles specialists. I don't think Scott would be offended by me saying that. Notice how we're both aggressively squeezing to try to take over the hill that is the net. We want the high ground. We want to be attacking downhill towards our opponent because we've spent our whole lives developing this toolkit in this skill set and this particular geometrical strategic game. And this is the exact opposite of what I see from so many of you out there. Most of you double specialists out there, and I'm talking to the middle of the bell curve right now, 3-5-ish. You're not standing in the right place. You have no confidence transitioning. And if you want to make your way towards 4-5-ish, like just in that direction, these principles are gigantic opportunities for you. Watch that video if you want like a full training session action plan, step by step with you and your doubles partner. If you just carbon copy what we did in this training session, you and your partner, your confidence and your skill set and your toolkit is going to explode. All right, I'm going to leave it there. Man, I could just rant. I could just rant on, man, it's already the longest video I've made on this channel in a long time. Let me know what you think down below. Am I just becoming an angry old man here? Am I a boomer tennis coach now? Is serve and volley, is net rushing? And again, stylistically, man, I could just keep going on this. You don't have to be a serve and volleyer to benefit from this training. And if you've never done training like this before, it's a huge opportunity for you to develop your skills. All right, that's all. Thanks for watching. Talk to you again soon.